about breakage structure and points of interest, okay? So let's see what we got. I purposely didn't find anything before the call, so let's find something together. So first, when we're looking for breakage structure, we're going to identify a point where the market has rejected, so at the bottom or top of the range. So right now I'm back testing, okay? So I'm looking for a place that has already been filled and has a breakage structure entry. So right now, I don't want to look through this because it looks like consolidation. We do have a fill here. Let's see if we got a breakage structure. So I'm going replay, break it down. Okay, that's what the fill is looking like. We got a breakage structure, but we didn't get an entry. Unless you want to call that the entry, but preferably I want my breakage structure to be 50%. Let me just see. This is a good area for you guys. Close, but not really. So let's find a better one. So I have a breaker structure here. I want to see if this happened in an area of a point of interest though, which I don't think. Let's see. Oh, we do have this little imbalance here. Let's just see the stop loss. I don't know why my purple is saved. Okay, so does anyone have any questions about this imbalance? So even though I'm doing breaker structure, I had a question before. We are marking this up as is. Okay. So for example, now if we go here, we mark that up, right? We see the PY, cool. So we're watching this happen in real time, right? So we're watching the sell candle come, we're watching this come, and then we get this and it just pierces through. So we don't enter, okay? We don't enter. So if we're watching this in real time, okay, we're getting big sell candles, right? We're getting another big sell candle. So I could either enter there, but after, mind you, we're on the 5. Okay, because a lot of people say, oh, I bought up my POI, and then I see like 12 huge sell candles. And it's like, why did you buy blindly? Okay, so we're getting 1 candle, 2 huge candle, 3 huge buy candle, 4 doji, doji, 5, 6. So this huge candle is very close to my POI. So if I get another one, it's probably going to pierce through, right? And go right to stop loss. Okay, we didn't get there yet. Not yet. Okay, this candle itself pierced through and gone. So I didn't even enter the trade. Does that make sense? If I'm watching this in real time, I didn't even enter the trade because it was pierced through. So my only way to decide if this is rejecting and going back up is to wait for a breaker structure because I didn't get my rejection candle, right? If you guys go to how to mark up a chart, guys, very simple stuff. We just got to make sure we're tapping into the resources and, just writing things down and taking the logical approach. So in order for it to be a rejection candle, it needs to be a wick and the body has to be far from the point of interest. Okay, I think in the next slide I have, okay, so not the body's on the point of interest or below. So this is what we're getting right now. That's what we got, right? So that's not a rejection candle for us. Okay, so the only next way we can get in is to break a structure. So let's break it down. I'm gonna go down, I'm on the 15, so am I gonna jump to the 1 minute? No. I'm just gonna go down a few to make sure I can clearly see the structure. Okay, so let me identify my structure. What color is it giving me? Red. I don't like that color. Let's go dark purple. So my high. Now notice when I'm doing this, guys, I'm labeling the exact body. I'm labeling the exact body. So I'm labeling the body that's closest to the point of interest. So when these are the same clothes, the same body, I'm not labeling this one, I'm labeling this one. I'm labeling the steps that are most closest to that point of interest. Now, these are generally the same height. This is the last low. This low is shorter than this low. High, low, high. Normally, I have to break this down to see, but normally I'd skip something like this. So my last structure, let me go see the 7 for a second. Okay, I like the 7. So generally everything is still the same. Let's just use the 7. I like to make sure my last 2, if I'm doing this, like personally, I'll just go up 2. Like I'll just go up to like 2 or 3 instead of going all the way back here because it's irrelevant. but I want to see my last 2 or 3 higher highs, because even though it can be break a structure at the first one, I just want to see how much it respects the other options. Any questions? Let's see who's on the call. Let's see who shows up to grow up. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now, so break a structure is when, guys, if you're taking notes, which you should be, because you're trying to be a student, you want to be coachable, you want to be successful. Note takers are the money makers. Okay, so these are our steps, our structure, right? So what we're trying to do right now, this is our point of interest. Now, like I said, we rejected through it. So we need to break a structure going the opposite direction. So we came down. Oh, that's the most horrible structure I've ever drawn in my life. This purple candle is the first time we actually touch our POI. So now I'm just gonna change the color. Okay, step one is to get to the POI. Now our goal is to break either this high. You can break just the first high, but these are the highs we're looking at. These are the structures we're looking to break. Once we get that break, and key thing, guys, we're looking for a break of structure. If you guys get something like this, personally, I don't really trade it. That's not a break to me. That's just a pullback that casually went higher. Break of structure to me is break of structure, not top of structure, right? Break energy, big energy, right? Showing momentum that we want to go for the buy. So that's the break of structure. Okay, so we broke structure at this point. And then what we want to do is get in on the pullback, because if we're starting to get bullish momentum, right, then we're going to get bullish structure, higher highs, higher lows. So that means we need to get on the pullback based off the way the market works. If we are going bullish, the market shouldn't go below this low or this low, because we're now going up. So we have an option to get in anywhere between this range and stop loss below this low. So if we look closely, we might see another point of interest, and then we just enter just like we trade and balance and continue on. Stop loss below the previous low, set our risk reward and go up. So take a screenshot of this if this is helpful for to you. For me, I like to draw out my blueprint so I know what I see, right? Because when we're in this structure scenario, we don't even have to read the candlesticks yet, right? So I like people to make sure they understand what's really going on. So we just got to part one. So now we're waiting for our structure to break this high. Sometimes if I'm here in real time, right, I'll just set an alert and just call it break a structure, because until it breaks structure, I'm chilling. Depending on the time frame, I'm not gonna sit here and watch the candle. We gotta break a structure. All right, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna look for a point of interest within this range. Okay, this is the range that we're working with. It broke structure. So this is technically should be our last down. Everything makes sense? Drop a 1 if I'm an excellent explainer and everything makes sense. Okay, thanks, Lee. All right, we're doing great. Okay, range. So we have to look for a point of interest. What do you guys see for a point of interest? That imbalance. Oh, I'm gonna look at other time frames because I want this to get filled. Okay, I want to get filled. So I'm just gonna delete this old stopwatch just because it's irrelevant right now. So that's my imbalance. What is that looking on the 5? Okay, 5, it's a little higher. Let's look at it on the 10. Okay. 15. 20. Go back to the 7. So I'm pretty sure I can afford a stop loss on this. Actually, it's kind of deep, to be honest, for a lower time frame. Okay, I'm gonna go with a 5.8. So sometimes, guys, we'll see how this plays out. If I'm right or wrong, I don't obviously know the exact entry it hits. You're playing the game of stop loss. So sometimes people are like, well, Sab, on the 7, it's here, then on the 15, it's over here, and then on the 9.5, it's over here. Doesn't matter if you have the stop to afford. You guys get what I'm saying when I say that, right? Like realistically, if I did enter here, all the way up here, as long as I can afford my 10 pip stop loss, then I'm good, right? So I am on a smaller time frame. So I do know that I want my risk to reward to be smaller. So preferably I am looking for something under 10, closer to 6, right? Well, as long as I can afford the stop loss, it doesn't matter, right? So let's see how this plays out. Okay, boom, I'm in the trade. Do I get stopped out? Or are we good to go? We're good to go. We're good to go. And that's how you do Forex. End of the Zoom.